Hello and welcome my fab fans to Glam's new video. I am very tired right now, but I'm determined to film another 2 videos. But we'll see how far I get. Tomorrow I shall... Ugh. What was it? Technically the time I film this, I'm gonna be streaming later the day. Since I don't have to wake up early, I can stay up till 4 and not worry about it. I was watching this horror movie, and it had a major plot twist, where it turns out everyone was just talking to a ghost thinking they did the murders. Everyone was already dead. Except the one person who needed to be alive. I feel like it'd be really fun if I made a gaming channel. Technically, this one was originally gonna be a gaming channel, and it became a cosplay channel. But since I deleted all of the games, it doesn't really matter. The only time I really film games on this channel anymore is if I'm trying to film something for the background of my story content. I have a lot of basic skills that I don't think a lot of people would think I'd have, which is I know how to do basic house repairs. You're in a Gen Z. How would you know what it's like to repair a house? It's because my grandmother being a landlord. I know, disgusting. She was a landlord. She still is, honestly. She owns the house I live in, and my dad pays her rent. So the thing is, my brother's like, how did you know Liam didn't get paid for doing work for grandma? I just found out, and I'm just like, I just knew she wasn't gonna pay him. If she wouldn't even pay me, do you really think she's gonna pay someone who's not even related to her? She does not like paying people to do things for her. She just likes free labor. If she can convince someone to do labor with the, hey, you'll be on the will, people are gonna do stuff for her. Even though it's all lies. I've seen that will. I know what it says. And it's set in stone. I know what it says. But she'd never put someone on it who does any form of drugs. because that's her one big no. To be fair, I'm at the age and point in my life where my family members are like, literally just tell us that you're dating someone. Bring home anyone at this rate. Boy, girl, doesn't matter. Someone. Anything. Because they just want to know that I'm having, like, a normal life. The reason I knew my cousin was never gonna get paid, though, is because I know my grandmother. I know how she's like. Like how all of her promises are false promises. It's like my brothers never talked to any of the family members around her. None of them like her. Literally all of the family members she even talks to talk shit about her whenever she leaves the room. It's wild. Like, don't get me wrong, they're nice to each other, but they talk so much shit. I talk in facts, but I at least say it to people's faces. I won't just keep that shit secret. If a person's shitty, I want them to be fixing it, not letting them be shitty forever. Every single time I see these, I get really excited to see the ending. Because all I have to go off of is the mini little picture that they give me in the corner. That's it. I remember there was this person online asking people to name one province or like place or country within Africa, the continent. And the only one I can always think of off the top of my head is South Africa. That is a country in Africa. Can I name any of the others? No, not without giving, like, not without being told again to remind me. I can't just remember them. But as soon as someone says the names of any of the countries within Africa, I immediately am, oh yeah, that's one that exists in general. I just remember these places exist after I'm told. I used to watch a lot of geography things on YouTube because I was bad at geography and thought maybe it would help me be good at it. I still suck at geography, but you know what? I can remember a few miscellaneous places just randomly scattered about. So I had a person need to split their order amongst 3 different, things. And I have to do cash last. But they're like, oh, well, you should be able to do cash in between. And it's like, the drawer won't open if I have to do cash in the center. So we're gonna do some math here. One of them took out their calculator. Luckily, I know all of the prices on the menu off the top of my head. And I made a lot of the things cheaper by just calculations. And luckily, I just know prices. But it took me a bit. But I did get them. I did split it amongst 3 payments. I did manage that. Still wild that I had to do that at the drive-thru. Who does things like that at the drive-thru? If you're going to do multiple payment types, just go inside, please. I understand you're keeping it all in one receipt, and I understand you want to do this quickly, but it's not gonna be quickly. No matter what. It would have been so much faster if you just went inside. I get it, it's hot, you don't want to get out of the car, you want to keep the car cool. But at that rate, I would just send someone inside or leave someone in the car. Just down the street, though, someone got their car stolen. Still wild. But there's no cameras in that parking lot, so the police can only just know how to find them based off of the license plate that the guy should know. If you do not know your license plate, please memorize it. It is very important to know your license plate number. Though I remember when I first got my car, I couldn't remember the license plate number. But I also couldn't remember my address for a year. Like, I could find my house, but I didn't know the address. So if anyone else wanted to find my house, I could just describe how to get there, but not tell them how to put it in a GPS. I just know how to get places. I don't know where they are. But I think that's just part of me being bad at directions, and proves that geography is not my thing, and it never has been. Though there was a very long time where I couldn't even remember a phone number. So, like, it wasn't important enough for me to deem important to remember. Which is wild, because I was fully in, like, 5th grade and still couldn't remember even one phone number. Not my mom's, not my dad's, no phone numbers. I'm getting warm. I turned my AC on. Sometimes it just gets really hot in here. And the thing is, it's nighttime, so it shouldn't be getting hot. It should be, like, temperature neutral or something. But no, it's just gradually getting warmer and warmer. Which is probably why it's making me tired. Because I just ate tiramisu, and that has a lot of caffeine in it. Because it's made with, like, espresso. I know, I was about to say espresso, not espresso. I like saying espresso. It's not how you're supposed to say it. I just like the way it sounds. And I remember I used to do that in my Italian class just to mess with the teacher, and he was like, "Can you just not say it if you're gonna say it wrong?" Which also probably contributes to why I don't like it when people say something wrong. Like, if you're gonna make fun of my height, it's okay to call me just a 5'2" gremlin. But if you say I'm anything shorter than that, or taller than that, it will bother me, because I am not anything other than 5'2". You either say it correctly, or you don't say it at all. And I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it's just such an ick for me. It just brings up so much rage in my head. Like, you want me to be actually angry? Get a fact wrong that I can confirm the truth too. Because it makes me upset. I like the truth. But a lot of things, sometimes I say things, but not in a factual way, but in a way of, well, this is what I've seen, so maybe they should change that and make it up to date. And people take it as I'm talking in facts, when in reality, I'm talking in opinions and perception, which are all matters of opinion. And matters of opinion can be both wrong and right at the same time. And saying that you're wrong in general means that things you've seen happen are not valid. When in reality, if you've seen it happen, then it is valid. Even if it sucks. I remember I used to make blue dandruff shampoo. Well, dry hairspray. Dry shampoo. That's what it's called. My brain is lagging. Just that shows you that it is 2 in the morning. I should be in bed. Getting my naps. But I just ate something with so much caffeine in it. At one point, my hand started trembling today. And I was like, I'm gonna eat something and see if it helps. And it did. It actually successfully did help me. I still think it's funny how my brother tried to lie about how much money he makes to the person who's seen his bank statements. It's just like, you can't lie to a person who's been in their account, in those accounts. You think, fuck. Out of everyone to lie to, you lie to the person who's seen it? Like, actually seen it? Wild shit. It's slowly filling in this, like, section over here, and it's gonna look so much cooler once all the beads are down. There's a W right there. How did I miss you? Just one W. Most medical shows are exactly the same as each other, and it's impossible to tell them apart unless you know the characters in the show directly. Like, you can go to bed watching one show and wake up in another, and you just think it's the same show. Unless you think about it and realize the characters. But most medical shows are very similar. If you saw a grave in the middle of the woods, you'd leave it alone, right? Because I know when I was like a really little, there was a graveyard that was like up the hill that you could see. And as long as you didn't go into the trees, you weren't going to get in trouble. But you could see the graves in the graveyard from the tree line. And me and my friends would play with the leaves that were falling from the trees. I like the 4x4, the 4-piece one out of all of them. Because there are bigger ones, but this one always picks up the 4 beads because it has the most even amount of pressure that you can place on the board. So it's just the easiest one to use properly if you want more control with your materials. Imagine losing your girlfriend to a bumblebee. Like, you think you're with the love of your life, and then she leaves you for a bee. That is the whole theme of the bee movie. My mom keeps trying to say that you can't think honey is bitter, but you can if you have a very specific kind of bacteria that grows in your mouth. It is an unfortunate defect that you cannot get rid of. I have that defect. Honey tastes extremely bitter to me. It's meant to taste sweet, and I've tried many different kinds of honey, and they are always bitter. Don't get me wrong, they don't taste gross. They are just bitter, though. They're not sweet. Maple bacon pancakes. Baking pancakes, making maple bacon pancakes, making pancakes. It says they're going to Hawaii. What part of Hawaii are they going to? There's multiple islands. Which island you picking? That's the information I want to know. Get it past the folds. That really bothered me. I still hate that it's there. Will I straight up ask people to do math if I don't want to do it? Yes. Are you at a point of tired where you start seeing things? I haven't had that yet, but I keep hearing about it being a thing. Why are people not sleeping? Sleeping is better than being awake. I mean, I understand some people have nightmares, but if you learn how to control your dreams, you can stop the nightmare from being a nightmare. Have you ever been the villain in your dreams before? Because I know sometimes if I'm having like a serial killer dream, I end up being a serial killer in it. Like I'll turn around and start murdering the killer. But the way to make sure the killer can't get back up is they get put in another world where they can't bother me anymore. It's kind of like what they did to Gojo when they put him in the cube. I actually got sourdough bread. That was nice. I like sourdough, but like I can make it into anything. I can make it sweet, I can make it a sandwich, and it will still taste good. That's why I like it. Though whenever I make a sandwich, it's usually tuna or just mayo and cheese. Like very simple. Mayo, cheese, and Doritos. Or um Pringles. Sour cream and onion. When spelling words, do you just read them out as like weird? Like instead of saying Wednesday, you say Wednesday to spell it properly. You say all the letters in a word just so you can understand the word. Though I also read out acronyms as if they're words, which really throws some people off because they're just like, what? And I'm like, think about it. You'll understand. It gives them a second, and they really do think about it when I say that. And then they understand, and they're just like, did you really say out loud an acronym as if it was a word? Because, like, instead of saying LMFAO, I say lymphao. The thing is, I remember once I was speaking into my phone to type for me because I was driving, and I said lymphao, and it typed it perfectly. My phone understood what I meant when I said lymphao. So if my phone can understand it, you should be able to too. Dun, 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 dun. You is number one. Do you ever just talk in SpongeBob memes? Have you ever said no to someone and they just completely ignore it? 'Cause why would they ignore it? Like, they can try asking, like, another day, sure. But if the answer is always no, why do you think why would you think it would ever change to be a different answer? Like, a lot of people seem to think they're entitled to my time. I am very, very patient with people, but I'm a very busy person, and I can't afford to be on the phone often. And I don't like it when people ask things of me. Like, a person asked if I could post about their dead brother. No, 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 I cannot. I do not post about relatives. And you cannot ask consent from a dead person to post about them. So do not post about them. Unless it's like to your family members. Because that's the only kind of people that need to know about the dead person is their family. It is nobody else's business. Nobody needs to see them like that. I'd be so embarrassed if people saw my dead face. I'd be horrified. Every funeral I've ever been to has been an open casket or a cremation. I don't mind the cremations because you don't have to look at their face dead. Every single time I have to look at an open casket, I get so freaked out. It's so gross. Like, you see your loved one gone. It's horrific. I would never want to be seen like that. I want people's memories of me to be only happy ones. And when I die, I want people to celebrate that I no longer feel pain. Celebrate that I'm no longer suffering. I'll let time take its course, of course. But when I finally do pass, I don't want people to mourn. I want people to celebrate my life, my legacy, and what I've worked for. My art. I feel like death should be a celebration of they are no longer suffering and they are finally at peace. As a person who lives in constant pain, physically, I have chronic back pain because the car accident really messed with my nerve endings. So sometimes my back gets so incredibly tight that it feels like I'm getting stabbed in my spine and sides. Anyway, peace, love, have a good day, my Fab fans, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!